I want to spend just a few moments talking to you about my latest book. It's titled AfterLife: What You Need to Know About Heaven, the Hereafter, and Near-Death Experiences. In fact, one of the reasons I wrote this book is because if you have been around anywhere today, you have most certainly heard about books on near-death experiences. In fact, it is a cult phenomenon. There are so many people writing about their own near-death experience. They die clinically, not biologically, and then they return to talk about their experiences. Now, if you read any of these books, the one thing that becomes immediately noteworthy is that all of the experiences are different, which tells you logically that they can all be wrong, but they can't all be right. What I do in AfterLife, in part, is I make sense of near-death experiences, but more than that, I explain to you what really happens when you not almost die, but you are altogether dead, and the death rate is 1 per person. We're all going to make it, so this is relevant to each one of us. What is heaven? What happens when we die? Can the soul continue to exist apart from the body? And is there good reason to believe that we are more than just physical bodies? We're more than just bodies and brains? That the mind is separate from the body, what's called substance dualism? Turns out there's great reason to believe that very thing. And there's great reason to believe in a biblical worldview. And the reason, as a Christian, I believe that the Bible tells us something absolutely accurate about heaven is because I can demonstrate that the Bible's divine as opposed to merely human in origin. Therefore, it becomes a legitimate authority. Now, what's interesting is a lot of people, both Christian and secular, don't recognize that the biblical worldview is not Platonic. It's very physical. As Christians, we believe in the physical resurrection of Jesus Christ. Well, in fact, we believe that that is faith founded on a refutable fact. But that means that as Christ rose, we too will rise immortal, imperishable, incorruptible. In fact, the biblical worldview is best personified by a caterpillar that becomes a butterfly. Think about this. A caterpillar undergoes what's called metamorphosis. It sows the seeds of its own destruction. It eventually weaves a chrysalis, which is a casket, and in that chrysalis or casket, its constituent parts devolve into a mysterious molecular mixture. And out of that mixture, an altogether different being arises. Now, the being is the same physically, but it's clearly different organizationally. And that is a picture of what happens to us in resurrection. We are the same physically, but different organizationally. The butterfly, unlike the caterpillar, can suck the nectar out of a flower with a proboscis. Not only that, it can fly. And so it will be with us. We will be physical, living in a physical universe. Not some altogether other universe, but this universe restored. We are such wretched flatlanders. We can step out of the wardrobe into Narnia, but we can't imagine this universe transformed. We think about heaven up there somewhere. In reality, it's this universe transformed. It's these fields, these mountains, these rivers that are transformed. Paradise lost will become paradise restored. Afterlife is about all of that, and it's not based on subjective experiences. It's ultimately based on a reliable authority. You're going to die, I'm going to die. The death rate is 1 per person. Afterlife is a compelling communication about what heaven will be like, not only for you, but for me. We will exist for all eternity. Find out what that eternity entails. Afterlife, what you need to know about heaven, the hereafter, and near-death experiences.